All right, welcome to the Painter Profit Podcast, the show built by painters for painters. I'm Max with owner of Fine Painting of Richmond, and each week I sit down with other painting business owners to share real stories behind the brush, how they got started, the lessons they learned the hard way, and the moments that made it all worth it. And if you're out there building your business one job at a time, this is your place to learn, connect, and get inspired. Today I'm joined by Ivan Paul with Omni26. Instagram Omni26 underscore finish. All right. Awesome. How you doing, Ivan?
I'm doing great. I'm doing real good this morning. Woke up, with the screams in the background from the babies.
Yeah, dude. I was I don't have kids and I was like slow getting moving this morning too, but
Yeah.
got a beautiful day. Got a cool dude to talk to. It looks like yeah, dude, Ivan, you don't mess around when it comes to fine finishes. I see a
Yeah.
lot of stuff on your Instagram, like high gloss. Dude, that stuff is not easy to work with. How'd you get into that?
So like, so I've been painting for like 15 years, but it was right around um 2018. I was on Instagram. I wasn't a big social media guy. And I was like, man, let me just make one. So I was just on there and then whatever I was doing, at that time I post a little something. And I kept seeing ZK painting and
Oh, dude,
shorthand painting.
he's the goat.
Yeah, 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 right? And I was like, "What is this shiny stuff?" Because I grew up painting oil, but I've never seen it that shiny. And it just kept popping back on the reels, popping back on the feed.
Hmm.
And I was just like, "You know what? Let me message one of the guys he worked with was a guy named Phil." And he was like, "Dude, this is oil. But there's no way that's oil." And he's like, "It is. It's 98 sheen. It's like close to a car." So he would tell me, then I would casually, talk to other fine paints of Europe people like NYC Fine Finish from Karen, Mikey from Wet Paint. And I was like, I'm gonna try it. So I said before I, promote it to a client, I'm gonna try it in my garage. And I just kept seeing like, man, this stuff is attracted to dust, like it doesn't behave the same way.
Yup.
And I was like, you know what, I'm good on it. And then one day a lady called me from Waxhaw. She said, I need my whole house painted. I said, okay, cool. So I get there and I go in the house and I'm thinking, regular Benjamin Moore paint or something. And she's like, no, I want the whole house painted fine paints of Europe. I was like, what? She
Buckle up.
said the wall paint. She said, yeah, the wall paint, because they make a wall paint called Eurolux.
Hmm.
And she said, but I also want the shiny stuff. And I was like, oh God, I'm not ready for this. She said, yeah, let's do the mantle. So long story short, I painted the whole house. And we get to the mantle, and I am just like overthinking this thing to the max.
Yeah.
And I just like when I finished it, and I was like, oh, that was pretty easy. I kind of understand this. Just keep the dust away from it.
Yeah. Yeah. That seems to be key. Did you brush it or did you spray it?
So for most of the finishes, I spray all the primers and then I brush
Okay.
the finish.
Dude, maybe
I
that.
am looking towards investing in the type of sprayer that can actually spray it on.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's
Is it a HPLV or like a Graco, like 390?
it's a thing called a Kremlin. It's an air assisted airless.
Oh, okay. Got its own
I'm
deal.
pretty huh?
It's like its own deal. It's like its own machine
It's its
specifically for
own
that.
deal, man. It's like you got the Wagner icebreakers, Kremlin, you got Iwata. As long as it has a lot of CFM coming through, you can dial it in. You can spray it out of a cup gun too, I guess, for smaller situations.
Okay. Gotcha. Dude. So what do you charge for like a mantle in fine paints of Europe? I assume there's a markup because like it's like $100 for a quart or something like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Usually mantles, depending on like how much details is in the mantle, the color,
Hmm.
their timeline, it can range, and you're gonna think this is kind of crazy. It can range from like 900 to $1,500 to do a mantle. It's
Dude.
gonna take a week. It's gonna take a week.
Oh man. You use the putty and stuff to get it all the
Yeah,
surface
yeah. We sand
perfectly
it
smooth.
down, 3 coats of primer, and all that stuff, and
3 coats of primer.
yeah, yeah. Like it
Maybe
just
that's what I
depends
was doing wrong.
situational. It's situational. Sometimes it needs one, depending on how much damage is on that mantle.
Sure, sure, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, here in Richmond, we do a lot of historical renovation stuff, and dude, sometimes you have to bring it down to the wood. Like there's just all kinds of lead paint from the 1700s and stuff. Like it's like, oh man, that's
Oh,
not
I
my
got a story about
preferred.
that lead paint, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you've had a dealt a few rounds with that.
Yeah, I dealt with, like, 6 months of it.
Oh my lord, were you using the whole like face mask kind of thing to
Yeah,
mitigate
like,
breathing it in?
so before I jumped out on my own, I don't know if you want me to kinda walk through kinda how I got here, if that's
Yeah,
fine.
sure. Yeah, take it away.
So, this all started, like, around, like, 2011.
Hmm.
Um, who is my wife now, which is my girlfriend at the time, we was looking for an apartment to stay in, and, we're young. They don't allow people, young people, because their credit's not that good, move an apartment.
Been
So
there.
I
Yeah.
started thinking about my grandfather's old house. So I just called my grandmother and I was like, "Do we still have the house?" She was like, "Yeah, it's just there." I said, can we get the house?" She was like, "Yeah, you should have been asked." And I'm like, "Wow, we was doing all this searching." So she signed the house over to me. It's like a 3-bedroom ranch style house. And obviously the house needs to be repainted because it's a pretty old house.
Hmm.
So I started painting it. And I was just like, man, I'm not good at this. It looks really bad. And there was there's a Hispanic guy across the street. I know he had like a little paint company. So I would go over there and ask him. He'd come over to the house and he'd be like, "Oh, you need to do it like this, do it like that." So as he's coaching me, I'm getting better and better. He'll come look at the bathroom, come look at the bedroom. And then he just started giving me side jobs. Say, "Hey man, you want like extra money? You can do this bathroom for me or paint these
Oh, dude.
closets." So I just started doing that and I was working part-time UPS. So I was just like, I kind of want to do this. So I was telling her, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave UPS alone. I don't feel like walking up all those stairs and stuff." And so I just literally just started applying for paint companies, and then I started working for a commercial company called Efficient Contractors out of Fort Mill. So I worked
Okay.
for them for like maybe close to a year, and then it was kind of slow in work, and I can see it coming, and I was like, let me bounce. And then I went to Terman Commercial Painting for about 4 years, which was a lot of industrial work. Like I worked in the BMW plant. I worked in like fire stations, all kinds of wild stuff.
Yeah.
And, it was good, but then I was like, I wanted something a little bit more. And I got into I found the McNeely brothers from out of Charlotte.
Okay.
And I get there and he's like, "Hey man, this is not your normal type of painting. We're fine finish, we're high end. I'm just used to commercial, right?" Dude, the first job they put me on was smack dead in the middle of June in a 3-story old English house, and we was just scraping lead paint.
My lord.
There's no air conditioning. We're in these Tyvek suits, and
Uh,
it's like I didn't see paint for like 4 months. Like, it was just crazy.
man,
Yeah,
damn. They always get the new guys to do the roughest, like the scraping, the puttying, the all kinds of
yeah.
the stuff the old guys don't want to do.
The heat stripping, all that stuff. Just heat stripping.
Well, that yeah, hit the ground running. It sounds like,
You're right.
man. But yeah, that's part of being the boss. Is like you can choose what you want to do now. Like you don't have to do
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
all the
yeah.
grunt work. That's what comes with experience. Especially you got more experience than me. Even you said 15 years. You said,
Yeah, yeah.
man, yeah, that's fantastic, dude.
But I'm
All
still
right,
learning. I still screw up, man.
that's what it's all about. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man, I had yeah. Also, it comes with like hiring people. I had a $1,500 mistake just from
Mm,
one painter. He accidentally oversprayed onto the roof. This brand new $20,000 roof shingles, and but you take care of it. Hired a
yeah,
roofer to come and replace the shingles and stuff, and
that's what
he knew.
insurance is for.
Yeah, exactly. And he knew what was going on. He was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, $1,500 to replace these 5 shingles." I'm like, "Oh, all
yeah,
right, whatever."
that sucks.
It comes with the territory, though. you get the freedom, but you also get the liability with all of that. So it's part of the highs and lows, you know about that. But like what gets you out of bed in the morning when like you have a really rough day or a rough week? Like what's your why as to like, all right, we're gonna get out of bed, we're gonna do this, gonna tackle this, what's your why every morning?
I mean, there was something a long time ago that was created called bills. Nah, Sledge.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
but
I've heard of them.
uh, nah, actually now, before it was just by design, just get up. You know, my family has a lot of hard workers. Like my grandfather, he owned his own demolition company. It's called Price Demolition. So I was always used to seeing a man get up early in the morning and work all day and, bring groceries home. You know, he provides and everything. And that's
Provide
just
for the
kind of,
family.
yeah. And that's just, I don't know anything other than that, than the just like, I guess in the Bible it says the man will work by the spread of his brow, you know.
Hmm.
Well, that's what I guess we have to do, but now it's like for my kids now, they're 10 months now and
Hmm.
my whole life is just different now. So I just think about them, you know. I've
Yeah.
had 33 years to think about me. Now it's kind of like about them now. And, crazy, I like to think about me too, but it's
Sure. Yeah, no, the
inevitable
kids
in life.
always got to come first, and that's part of being a good father and all that. That's
Yeah.
respect. That's awesome, man. Um, yeah. Are you so like what's a weekday look like? Like is it just you or you got a helper or like you got a crew or anything like that?
Right now it's just me. It was probably about 3 years ago. I was trying to, do the whole like, yeah, let me get some real help, some subcontract. Remember I told you I got 2 subcontractors. So
Mm-hmm.
I had this one crew, this one subcontractor that I was using, and they were phenomenal. They would go into a house and just walk it down, and I didn't have to be there or anything.
Dude,
And it
that's
was one
the dream.
time, and here's the lesson. It
Oh,
was
okay.
one time I was doing a big high gloss job in Raleigh, and I got the guy set up at the house, had to deposit everything. I bought the materials. I say, hey, we're just gonna do a simple repaint, ceiling, walls, get rid of the nail pops. I get up to Raleigh, probably up there for 3 days. Now I come home and I go to the hotel and I got like 10 missed calls from the client, like at 8 o'clock at
Oh,
night. And
yeah, I
I'm
got
like, oh.
PTSD. So-
I was like, oh no. So I answered the phone and I was like, hey, what's going on? He said, hey man, everything's going good, but your guys are missing the nail pops. And I'm like, oh, that's simple. Just I tell them, they probably just overlooking them. So I tell him in the morning. Then he calls back an hour later in the same morning. You guys get it, man. Like they got a little attitude. They didn't say good morning and all this stuff. And I'm like, "Oh, let me call them. Let me talk to the person who, speaks the most English or whatnot."
Yo,
And the owner, which is her brother, he's telling her to translate. Is like, hey, like this is an old house. There's too many nail pops. And I'm like, hey, the client is paying for this.
hmm,
It's no other way around it. We have to do the nail pops.
yo,
So I thought I had it under control. I hang up the phone, I go back to sand and gloss, and I get another phone call from the client. And the guy says, I think you're gonna need some new guys. And I was like, why? He was like, dude, they're pulling up the paper. What do you mean? He's like, they look like they're trying to get out of here. So I was like,
oh my
you
gosh.
can't make this up. So I'm calling the girl. And he's like, yeah, my brother said he doesn't want to do it. And I said, look, if you pick up that paper, you will not get paid.
Yo,
They picked up the paper and left. In the middle of a gloss project, I'm in Raleigh. This is a big 2-story house in South
yeah,
Charlotte, and
not
I
something you
now I
can
look
run
like an
over and
idiot.
finish up for the day or something.
Yeah. So I had to stop the job in Raleigh, come all the way back, and finish the whole job myself, looking like an idiot, like in front of the client, like what happened to your crew? So at that moment, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dial this back. I'm gonna find a proper way to find somebody like an apprentice, maybe, 1 or 2 apprentices that
Hmm.
could understand how to think and take care of the job as if it's their own company. and I have
Yeah.
to watch them in the time of adversity because the client said one thing, they said another thing, I wasn't there. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter about what they said, what he said. It's the fact of what's the current situation going on now. Now everything looks unprofessional.
Yeah. Yeah.
So ever since then, I just kind of like I've been walking on eggshells about hiring people or bringing
Got some
people
trauma
on.
trauma from that for sure.
Yeah, because I'm in a different tax bracket now. They just do not play that type of stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, the most important thing is that you fixed it. Like you came in, you're like, all right, I'll handle this. It's gonna get done
Yeah.
to the to the specificity that you want. I'll make
Hmm.
sure my eyes are on it. Like they, especially higher income, they love to know that the boss is on it. Like
Yeah.
they're seeing it every day. Their hands are on it. But
Hmm.
sometimes a selling point that I'll use is like, I'm the boss. I'm there every day, making sure you guys are
Yeah.
happy at the end of each day. Everything's clean. Everything's getting addressed that you need.
Yeah.
Um, that's the most important part. Yeah, dude, that is part of the highs and lows for sure. That's
Yeah.
in my
Even
experience
now,
with.
the guys who I got now, like if I put them on the job, I'm like, yeah, I'll be back in 4 hours. And I'll just pop back up in another hour. Just
Yeah,
to see.
it's just surprise.
Just a surprise. Here's some
Yep.
Bojangles or some donuts.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the nice surprise. Yeah. Coming back with some food, unexpected. Yeah, but that is part of the thing you run into with subcontractors I've found is they can do great work, but it's hard to control like the culture if you're not like if they're not part of the team that you see every day and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like they got their own culture, so they could be cussing up a storm in front of the homeowners or
Yeah.
whatever. And there's less control with that, but sometimes you can find a dream subcontractor crew that'll just be like you're one on one, like you're their guy to bring them jobs. They're the people that you always run to get stuff completed. But yeah, that is part of the growing pains for sure. Sometimes you find like that guy, the painter guy that just has some emotional issues, I guess.
Yeah. And I still don't know what
That's all
happened.
that got in the way.
And my mentor told me something, and it always sticks with me. He was like, "You never seen them in the time of adversity.
Yeah, that's 100%.
They always did what they were supposed to do when everything was right.
Yo.
And then when something went wrong, you wasn't there to have an eye on it."
Yeah, that's part of I've heard advice like when you're dating someone too. It's like go on a road trip or like go on a trip with them, and that'll bring out like who they really are. Like in a time of adversity, like trying to figure stuff out
Right,
is the
right.
quickest way to cut to
You'll know a person when you start living with them. That's for sure.
100%. I'm sure you know all about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So are you thinking of like right now where I'm at, like I'm able to kind of step back from the tools and stuff and like handle just the sales or just the like doing the estimates, stuff like that, or just telling the crews what to do. And so it gives a lot more, it's a different lifestyle of like you
Yeah.
can spend time with your family, you can do stuff with the wife and kids. Is that something you ever plan on getting to in the future?
Yeah, realistically, to try to make it achievable goal,
Mm-hmm.
I want to by the end of next year to be at that point.
Nice, man.
I have an idea of how to do it. Obviously you need more leads.
Mm-hmm.
Because with my projects, they're like they're so big and it takes, so long, right? That it's like if everybody wanted gloss jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to find some reliable people that can do these gloss jobs and not basic jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's God's will because, like, I haven't found a builder that can keep his word. That
Yep.
they're like, hey, man, if you bail me out on this, I'll give you more work than you can ever imagine. Bail him out, but he's leaving out of town flying with dust.
Yep.
I- so I'm waiting on
Yeah.
that one builder in Charlotte. If you can hear me out there, that one fine finish, I'm your guy.
Yes,
But a
sir.
lot of designers are I'm getting a lot more designers now that calling me for different projects, the same designers, which is good now.
Yeah,
So,
designers are great, especially for high end, but they like look over it with a microscope, you know.
see,
They
I
want
figured that
to
out too. Like, I just become them,
Yeah, yeah,
you
pretty
know?
much. Yeah, dude. Yeah, we when we started to scale, we I used to do cabinet refinishing, and I'm sure you do some of that as well. Like
Yeah.
it's a totally different kind of work. It's
Mhm.
very detail oriented, very process oriented. It's a lot harder to teach, um, just because of how detailed, and like if someone holds the sprayer for like half a second too long in one spot, it'll just
Curtains.
yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. So we ended up this last year, I was like, all right, we're just gonna do interior, exterior, nothing
Mhm.
crazy. We figured out what was the most profitable, which turned out to be small 1 day house exteriors of all.
Mm.
Like I used to be like, oh, small house, like it's not gonna be that much money. Or it turns out like can do one small, 1 story little gingerbread house in 1 day for like 35 to $4,000. That
Yeah.
is bread and butter. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make some ads to focus on just these small houses in these zip codes. I'm like searching on Google Earth. I'm like, all right, what's like the zip codes that have the most like 1 story houses or like within this certain square feet. And then we hyper focus on just those areas. Um, yeah, that's actually part of what Painter Profit does. We help like hyper vet Facebook leads basically.
Yeah.
That way you're not just getting like because I've worked with like a million marketing companies in the past, and they'll say they'll do one thing and then they'll just like give you a bunch of crappy leads. Like kind of like
Yeah.
your three quotes. They end up
Like
getting three
Angie.
quotes anyway. I'm like, dude, I'm like paying way more than Angie's List, and I'm still getting like these time kickers and wasting time.
Yeah.
But yeah, after the call, I can tell you more about that. But
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, dude, by the end of 2026, that's totally achievable. All you need is really one crew and one team lead to replace you, and then you can do whatever you need to do to help grow.
Right.
Um, but it's just a matter of getting those processes in place so that these guys are doing exactly what you do every day. But we also help with like coaching stuff like that, like helping you find hiring the right people, having a good ad on Indeed, and then making sure your sales process is dialed in. Most guys I talk to, their sales is pretty good, but there's always things we can learn, things to like close on the spot rather than like here's the estimate. I'll talk to you tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, that took me forever to, to just
Selling is still like with me selling, I feel like I'm a good closer, but I feel like there's something that I'm missing to where they can't how can I say? Because you don't want to be the pushy guy, like where they think you're like
oh for
you're
sure,
trying to
yeah.
sell them on something.
Hmm.
And and sometimes I feel like I'm doing that maybe sometime, but it's just really me just trying to lock it in and not waste time. But they
Yeah.
can't see it from my vision. They want to take 5 days to make a decision. And it's like, hey, like, what's the budget? Like you want a gloss room, right?
Hmm.
This is the price for the gloss room. But I know what look you're going for. You don't have to do the entire room. We can just do the ceiling and the trim, or we can just do the trim. But
100%. Yeah.
I try to give him these options, and it may look like, oh, he just wants me to get it like this. No, I'm just showing you like the price is not going to change from this. And if you do
Hmm.
get another price that is significantly lower, I can 100 guarantee you this guy is skipping a step or two.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it is. Sometimes you have to over explain like why your price is the way it is.
Yeah.
And you can also do that by kind of pre-handling, even on the call
Mhm,
before the estimate, being like, are both you and your spouse going to be there? Or all the decision makers going to be there?
mhm.
You can also do that with say Facebook ads, having like a funnel where pre questions like, hey, we have,
Mm,
are you okay to spend like at least $800 for the day? Are you okay to know that we're going to call you and
yeah,
set something up so you're not just like, they put in their information and just like, I don't know, turn into a ghost of some kind. But, um, but yeah, there's a million things you can do. Sending like videos before the estimate, like just you like sitting at a desk being like, hey man, this is what we do. This is what makes us different.
that's different.
It's it's something we recently did, and it's huge. I can send you an example of just a
Yeah, that
simple
sounds cool.
you standing in front of a house, being like, "Hey, I'm Max, the owner of Fine Painting of Richmond. This is what makes us different." Like
Mhm,
a lot of homeowners deal with like loud crews, time delays, work craftsmanship, and this is what we do different. Just that alone helps get them kind of hyped and like already see you before the estimate, and
mhm,
then like a post estimate video if you can't sell on the spot that just further goes into detail and you showing kind of like especially stuff you do is so visually like stunning, like just seeing like what you do, your crew doing the work, what their house is going to look like,
yeah,
that just makes you one be able to raise your prices because you look like an expert in what
right.
you're doing, and two, it helps build trust without you even having to say any words directly to the customer. It's
Mhm.
huge.
And it's
That's
like a very visible, like, it's kinda like it's you know how, like, I've never but I've seen people do it, like, when they have, like they set up their little dating app, and they have, like, this whole little thing, and like, "Oh, okay, he's not this guy, or this not this girl, blah, blah, blah." But they can see you, it's like, okay, we can hear him talking, and that's funny because it was another painter, and he was like, "Man, you don't talk enough." We talk all the time on the phone, but he was like, "Yeah, you don't talk enough on the thing," and I was like, "I don't wanna seem like I'm, like, wanna be ZK2," you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you got to copy the greats, man. That's what it's all
yeah,
about. That's
he's I
all
look up
business
to
is.
him on that one,
Yeah.
and, it's just like there's nobody in Charlotte that really does that. It's just like, "Hey, before and after," or "We're about to do this," and it's
Hmm.
cool, but, people don't really know me unless you keep, calling me back to come back to the house and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then, yeah, doing like a yearly follow up and being like, hey, hope everything's looking awesome. Like, if you're thinking of doing anything for the holidays, especially as winter comes along, like,
Yeah,
that's usually from like December 1st to like after New Year's is that's the hard time for us to book
yeah,
because people are like, I don't want to deal with people in my house during the around the holidays. Like we're
yeah,
doing all this stuff. That's the time to hammer everyone with like a cold SMS or something, or like a SMS follow up just once a year, and just be like, hey, we're
yeah.
still here. We're still your painter.
New Year's is coming. Hey,
Yeah,
don't forget about me.
yeah. Impress your guests when they're staying with you. Be like, oh, I got a freshly painted house. Like it's should be the best time of year
Yeah,
during the holidays because people have people in their house, and that's what I'm saying. But dude, Ivan, thank you so much for your time today and coming
yeah.
on here and sharing your experience.
We gotta do this again, man. Like,
Absolutely.
there's a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I could make these like 3 hours long, like Joe Rogan podcasts, I'm sure,
Yeah,
but I just don't have the time. But yeah, dude, I'd be happy to have you back on, or even just call and shoot the shit, dude.
yeah. That's
It's
that's that's what it's about, man.
yeah, it's easy. Everyone learns something. Every call I get on, I learn something new. But yeah, dude. Yeah, this your company in particular. I haven't met a company that does fine paints of Europe other than ZK Painting. Everyone's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
including
I
myself.
think
I'm too
there's a
scared to
guy
get
in
in.
Virginia. I think there's a
Oh,
guy
really?
in Virginia. Yeah, like I can't remember his name, but it's either a company or it's like a just this one guy that's in Virginia that does it.
There's dude, in Richmond, there's some companies that are over 100 years old, and like it's crazy. And I know one of them. I won't say who. I won't give them free press. But they
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't do
They
that.
do some fine finishes and like wallpapering and stuff. The stuff that's like getting harder and harder to find. Like we don't do wallpapering because it's so
That's
niche.
a whole different world, man.
Yeah, it's a whole different world, but like designers and stuff, it's getting popular again. So I'm thinking like maybe I need to find a wallpaper guy, some old dog that's really good at it and just
Yeah.
subcontract any wallpapering to him. But but yeah, dude, Ivan, thanks again for coming on. I'll go ahead and do a quick outro too.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Yeah. So that's it today for the episode of Painter Profit
Yeah.
Podcast by painters for painters. Thanks for listening. Huge shout out to Ivan again for sharing his story. If you got value from this one, share with another contractor who's out there grinding and keep building smarter, not harder. See you next time.